Southampton versus Brighton at the Amex Stadium. It's another game, third game of the season, and another game at the Amex Stadium after last week's 1-1 draw of West Ham at the stadium. Now, Southampton, I think it's going to be a harder game which people think. Southampton obviously got 0 points after losing to Liverpool and Burnley. Obviously losing to Liverpool at their own ground, St Mary's, after playing a really good game where they should have got a point out of that game in my opinion. First game of the season, you didn't really know what to expect. Burnley's a difficult place to go as the first game of the season. So for Southampton, they just had an off day and to kind of get to grips on what it's like to be in the Premier League obviously again. So new season. I think Southampton will struggle this season, however, difficult start at Burnley. I think it will only get better from there. And Southampton will probably go into this game thinking that this is the game where they'll finally get some points in the league and put it on the scoreboard. And I mean, I think personally that it was going to be a harder game which people think. I think people are going into this game a bit too confident and all that, etc., saying, oh, we're going to absolutely thrash them, we're going to do all this and that. I don't think it's going to be that case. I think it's going to be a really tight and competitive game this time round. The big chances like per game is obviously increasing from Watford to West Ham, and we should have won against West Ham last week, simple as that. And this week Southampton's going to be a difficult game, compact, tight, and it's going to be quite expansive, to be fair. Southampton will be fighting so much, and the likes of Danny Ings up front and Che Adams, it's not scary, but I mean you kind of have to be a bit wary of them two, and I think they could be a trouble for us. Redmond too on the wing, that's going to be a massive trouble for us too. So we're not going to go into this game thinking that we're going to thrash them, or I'm not anyway, let's put it that way. Fans are going into this game way too confident, I'm seeing, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to be a bit more wary of this one, because I mean we haven't got the best records against Southampton. I mean we had a 2-2 draw at St Mary's with 90th minute equaliser. That was absolute limbs. Obviously we lost against them at the Amex last season 1-0. Season before that it wasn't the best results either, of a draw and a draw, I think. So we can't seem to beat Southampton, so hopefully tomorrow is the day where we do it and finally get the win against them, but I'm not sure if it'll be the case. I mean, I'm going to predict a win, but I'll get into predictions in a minute. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really know much about Southampton. I don't know about their players. I don't really know about like their tactics, how they play under the new manager, etc. like that. So I'm going to leave that to Dan from the Saints View to have his say on the Southampton side of view. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He's a top lad. Met him at Manchester for the FBA Awards for obviously best vlogger in the category I was in. And he's a top bloke, and obviously is a good YouTuber at the end of the day. So I mean, hopefully you guys go and hit the link in the description to go subscribe to his channel. And talking of links, hit the link in the description to watch the first episode of Alphabet of 92, which I hope you guys enjoyed. So let's see what Dan has to say about this game. Let's see his prediction. If he predicts a Southampton win, I'm not going to be happy, let's put it that way. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi guys, my name is Dan. I'm from the SaintsView Southampton channel, and Josh has asked me to give you guys a bit of insight on all things Saints ahead of this weekend's game down at the Amex. Now, before we start, it's not a South Coast derby. I'm sure you guys know that, unlike some other South Coast team in the Premier League. But yeah, let's talk about us first. 2 games in already. It's going quickly, as we know it does. Very different performances in our opening 2 games. A 3-0 defeat at Burnley. Second half we were horrendous. First half was okay, actually. Created some chances. Definitely the better chances. But as soon as we conceded the first goal around the 60-minute mark, we absolutely crumbled. Deja vu once again. Poor mentality. And we went on and lost 3-0 to Burnley as well, which is never good. But then last weekend we had a home game. First home game of the season against Liverpool. Lost 2-1. Very narrow defeat. But I thought the performance definitely warranted at least a point. Liverpool were lethargic and definitely not themselves, but I think it says a lot about them to still win that game in terms of their bid to possibly be champions finally this year. But for us, we created so many chances and didn't put them away, which on one side is worrying that we couldn't put any of those chances away except for a blunder from Adrian, the goalkeeper, at the very end for Danny Ings to score, who also missed the sitter afterwards to equalise. But then on the other hand, the fact that we're creating chances against the likes of Van Dijk, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, you know, let's be honest, they're now one of the league's best defences. Yes, they played on Wednesday night in the Super Cup, but still very solid. So, you know, we have to take those encouraging signs into the game against Brighton, against you guys. So if we can create chances, I back us to put them away, or put enough away to win the match. It's just a case of sort of what side comes out. Is it the one that loses 3-0 at Burnley, or is it the one that gives the European champions a good go? We'll have to see. But in terms of this game, I feel like we need to be bringing back a back 4. We've been playing with a back 5 recently, and personally I don't like it. Ralph Hasenhüttl, who by the way is a fantastic manager, he's brought loads of optimism into the side and the fan base. Played 4-2-2 at RB Leipzig, obviously a very successful team in the Bundesliga under him. But I don't really think we've got the most quality in defence to do that, which is really disappointing. But we'll have to see personally, and I think a lot of our fan base wants to see the 4-2-2. It's just a case of whether we're actually good enough to not concede and sort of be a worry in defence once again. But, you know, obviously we're pointless at the moment, and a win would be fantastic, get us off the mark. But there was a lot of optimism in pre-season, mainly because we've got Ralph Hasenhüttl as our manager, you know, attacking football, which we haven't seen for a while. There was genuine concerns about the defence still, but overall, we sort of feel like potentially we could be pushing top half this season. And I still feel that way. I think most of our fan base still feel that way. You know, the ones talk about relegation just because we've had 2 defeats. But my heart says 2-0 Saints. I do think we've got enough to beat you guys. It just completely depends on whether we're creating the chances once again and actually taking them this time. So, banana skin for us potentially this one. But I do back us to get the win. Fingers crossed anyway. So I hope that gives you a bit of insight on all things Saints. I'm sure Josh will be kind enough to leave my link in the description below. Go check us out if you want to see some Southampton content. And yeah, may the best team win on Saturday. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Dan, for featuring on the channel. I do appreciate it. Links in the description for you all to subscribe to him. I really do appreciate it if you do subscribe to him, because it will help him out massively. Follow the Instagram too of his too. I think it's TheSaintsView, and also make sure you subscribe to that. Make sure you follow his Instagram up too on that one too. And let's get into the Brighton side of things. It was a Trossard masterclass against West Ham, and he should have had two. Well, should have had. VAR ruled out his first goal, and he then slotted up another one straight after West Ham scored their first goal. So it was a fantastic finish from Trossard. He's a massively underrated player, and I think it's going to be absolutely massive for us in this league, and he already is. For start, he only started 1 game, featured 1 game in Premier League so far, and he's scored 1 and had 1 disallowed for offside in the VAR decision from Dan Burn in the West Ham game. So he's going to be a massive key, and he will start tomorrow. I'm sure he'll start tomorrow. Definitely am sure. I mean, if he's not, then I'll be surprised. But he's a massive player for us. More pay, will he start is the question. I'm not too sure, but for me, I think Murray will start this one, and I think Locadia will still be on the bench with Trossard starting ahead of him. The thing is, it's not like you're shooting where he puts out the same lineup week after week after week. So this one, predicting the lineups, it's going to be a difficult one to predict every single week. So because Graham Potter's got the options on the bench to change things, and I think defensively, nothing will be changed there. March will start. Obviously Dunk, Duffy, Burnell all start as a back 3, and obviously Montoya in the right wing back, who's playing absolutely fantastically since the new position he's had. Stevens and Proper, them two will be in the middle obviously, and I think there's no change in there. Basuma is not coming back anytime soon, even though he is in full training, I believe it is. Bench wise, the depth in our squad is absolutely massive, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I think bench wise it's actually looking quite decent, and we've got firepower to like bring on and all that, etc. We've got Andoni on the bench, we've got Morpay on the bench. I mean, you got bloody Jahanbakhsh if you need him, Locadia, you got Webster as a defensive, you got Moy. I mean, look at, like, people underestimating our depth, and I said it in every single video I talk about Brighton, but I mean, you have to look at it, and our defence, our depth in our squad is fantastic, and that's something people are underestimating. Creating big chances is something we lacked last season, and this season we've already smashing it out of the bag. And I mean, we're going to put them away eventually. We're going to put them all away eventually. I'm not sure when that is going to be, but I mean, it's going to be, when all of them goes in, there's going to be that game where we're going to absolutely hammer a team. We're going to absolutely, I mean, we already have. We've beaten Watford 3-0. But for this Southampton game, my prediction for it is going to be, I'm going to say a 2-1 Brighton. I think it's going to be a tight, competitive game. Or it is going to be expansive at times when obviously the teams are going to be like chasing the lead. I'm not sure how the scoreline's going to go. It might even be a 0-0. I'm not too sure. But I mean, I think I'm going to win this one. I'm confident. I'm going to every single game confident, apart from next week when we play Man City away. However, I think we should be a bit confident where we are in the league, to be honest. With the style of play we play and the style of play Southampton play, it's going to be a competitive game, and it could be a high-scoring one. However, defensively, we look absolutely unreal, and that's just not me saying it. I know it's been West Ham, I know it's been Watford, but we've looked really solid and really good defensively. So hopefully that sticks. Well, last week against West Ham, it was 1 error, and obviously we got punished for it. So hopefully that's not the case this time round. But that's going to be this preview, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the Saints View, links in the description. Leave a like, subscribe, follow my Instagram, Fusion_Josh, and I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye, guys.